Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, we now know the name of the man killed in a morning crash on Highway 80. Officials tell us 50-year-old Danny Kessner of Perry County was killed in the crash that shut down the roadway for hours. WYMT's Will Puckett has more from the scene in Knott County.
Yes, Kentucky State Police Post 13 in Hazard received the call just after 9 o'clock Monday morning of an explosion in the Rock Fort community. Emergency crews arrived on scene just before 9:30, where they found a coal truck completely on fire. Officials say what happens in the initial investigation is that a silver SUV heading eastbound out of Knott County crossed the center line, hitting a coal truck fully loaded that was heading westbound, causing that coal truck to burst into flames. Officials say the driver of that silver SUV did die in this crash. The driver of the coal truck managed to get out. He did burn the hair on his skin, but beyond that, he did not have to go to the hospital. Officials have not said if they suspect a drug or alcohol to be a factor in this crash. Kentucky 80 here in Knott County is back open. They are actively working on getting this coal truck removed from the side of the road. In Knott County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials are performing toxicology reports and expect them back in about 3 weeks. Now again, traffic is moving in that area, but we are told it could still be moving slowly.
Well, it's been another beautiful day here in the mountains. Woke up to maybe a few showers early this morning. That cold front moved in, though, and that's why we are seeing those beautiful clear conditions now. Stonecrest Cam, you're seeing beautiful blue skies, just a few clouds, but overall, those mostly sunny skies. Looking up over into Whitesburg, maybe a few clouds over there, but overall we are seeing those mostly sunny skies as well. As we look at satellite and radar, you'll notice those showers that moved in a little bit earlier, but overall we have seen those really just getting out of the area as that cold front continues to push through. So we're actually a little bit cooler than we were at this time yesterday. You'll notice those upper 70s to lower 80s. We were pretty warm this past weekend, but don't worry, those warmer temperatures are definitely on the way. So we're made into those mid to upper 70s right around 6 o'clock. Those lower 70s when the sun goes down will be a little bit cooler tonight. Winds are going to start to shift out of the north and the northwest. You'll notice that there as that cold front continues to push through. So that'll bring us more mild conditions as we head into your Tuesday. Temperatures increase though as we head throughout the work week, along with a few scattered rain chances. We'll break down that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes. Steve.
All right, thank you, Paige. A major fire heavily damages a southern Kentucky marina just before one of the busiest times of the year. The fire damaged Conley Bottom Marina in Wayne County on Lake Cumberland. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on how the owners plan to keep the business running despite the losses.
The fire took out a number of the buildings right smack in the middle of Conley Bottom Marina, but the owners tell me, and they want to stress, that come this weekend, one of the busiest weekends of the entire year, the kickoff of the summer boating season, it will be business as usual, at least somewhat usual here at this very popular Lake Cumberland Marina. Conley Bottom managers and owners say that it could have been a lot worse, but fire did destroy their store, a cafe, an office, and several boats. But their rental boats, jet skis, and other items used heavily on holiday weekends in the summer were spared. The fire broke out just before 2 o'clock Monday morning. No one was injured, and the fire stayed away from houseboats and other residential areas. People say that it's sad, though, that a place that holds so many memories in the summer is now gone.
How it's going to affect the coming weekend and everybody for the summer. It's just, I mean, this is our home, you know. Even though we just live up the street, we're here all the time, and it's just wonderful. We all love it.
The owners tell me that they will have a temporary structure built to take reservations and to check people in that are coming in this weekend. On Lake Cumberland in Wayne County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The cause of that fire is unknown at this time. A camping trip turned deadly this morning in North Carolina after a boating incident. Crews found 2 men and a woman in the water who were able to get out safely. A 4th person drowned. Police say they were camping on an island on the river and used a small boat to go back and forth. Something caused the boat to take on water during one of the trips, which caused it to overturn. No names have been released. The Eiffel Tower in Paris is closed today after a man tried to climb it. Officials do not know how far the climber managed to scale the tower. Police say the man entered the tower normally, but once on the second floor, he began to climb it. The official Eiffel Tower Twitter account says the tower is closed until further notice. In 2015, a free runner attempted the same feat without safety ropes and permission. We are learning today that President Donald Trump may issue pardons to several Americans convicted or accused of committing war crimes. Kristen Slaw's husband, Paul, is one of 4 Blackwater security guards accused of opening fire on Iraqi civilians in 2007. He's been in prison for 4 years.
My daughter was 1.5 years when he went to prison, and she's 6 now. We drive from Texas to Oklahoma pretty much every single week. We're really hopeful that they'll take a look at it and say, you know what, this doesn't make sense.
The president is also considering pardoning a former Army Green Beret, Matthew Goldstein. He's charged with premeditated murder of an unarmed Afghan man suspected of being a bomb maker. Goldstein admitted to the killing. The debate over the Supreme Court's landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade decision legalizing abortion has picked up steam after Alabama passed a law nearly banning it. Abortion is now front and center on the 2020 campaign trail after Alabama passed that controversial law, even in cases of rape and incest. The law sparked statewide protests over the weekend, and President Trump appeared to distance himself from it. He tweeted, quote, "I am strongly pro-life with the 3 exceptions: rape, incest, and protecting the life of the mother." We are less than 24 hours away from the election here in Kentucky, and probably the most watched race is the Democratic primary for governor. The 4 candidates on the ballot are Andy Beshear, Rocky Adkins, Adam Edlin, and Jeff Young. These candidates spent their last day on the campaign trail encouraging Kentuckians to get out and vote tomorrow. Rocky Adkins stopped in Hazard, and during his push, he told supporters they need to get to the polls.
But I have a vision for Kentucky and how we rebuild and diversify the economies of rural Kentucky, eastern Kentucky, to bring hope and opportunity back home to eastern Kentucky. That's why I'm spending this last day here. This is my home. I'm an eastern Kentuckian from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, and I'm proud of it.
Tomorrow, the polls open at 6 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes only predicts about a 12.5% voter turnout. If you see any suspicious voting-related activity, you can call the Attorney General's hotline at 1-800-328-VOTE. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Monday afternoon. The Dow closes down today more than 84 points. Job cuts are coming to Ford Motor Company. The U.S. automaker says it is laying off 10% of its salaried staff worldwide. That is 7,000 jobs. Ford says affected workers will be notified tomorrow, and all of those losing their jobs will be out by August. Ford's CEO says the move is an effort to cut bureaucracy, flatten its management structure, and cut costs. Straight ahead on First at 4, the 75th anniversary of D-Day is nearly upon us. We'll tell you about one Frenchman looking for his American father.
And temperatures increase, but what about those rain chances? We'll break down that full forecast in just a few short minutes.